Your officials for this clash from the Golden Rhines Referees Association. The man with the whistle in hand is Dean Bernardi, and your assistant referees are Novoyo Fakadi and Solomon Siraj. That certainly is going to get the juices flowing. Our match number 2 of the opening day of the St. John's Easter College Rugby Festival is brought to you by Standard Bank. Paarl boys are up against Eye of the Tiger.
Number 4 as well, Armand Conradi. 2 massive units that the Eye of the Tiger boys are going to have to deal with. Oh. First kickoff, referee allows advantage. Eye of the Tiger got the ball, first ruck of the game. Eye of the Tiger seems to be able to retain possession. Good pressure by Paarl boys. The referee sees no advantage from the kickoff, and the Eye of the Tiger will have their first scrum of the game. I don't know what the difference in the weights are for these packs, but visibly, Paarl boys seem to have some serious size there.
Well, you'd expect them to have dominance up there. For years they've been coached by Richard Fasaki up front. They've produced many fantastic front row forwards in the professional structures. You've seen the likes of Frans Malherbe, Thomas Dutoy and Kali Fasaki, among others in recent years. Wet conditions, nothing new to the Paarl boys either.
They're definitely loving these wet conditions. It's just like back home for them. The scrum off is Thabo Matiso, and he's looking to feed in directly on the halfway line here for the Eye of the Tiger boys. Massive pressure by Paarl boys. Thabo's been able to get the ball out. The referee said he's knocked the ball on. Paarl boys ball.
Well, as expected, the men from Paarl getting early dominance at scrum time. Worrying signs for Eye of the Tiger. They'll have their work cut out of them at the set piece this afternoon.
Very worrying signs. It looks like they're changing their loose trio around. Their scrum off now, it looks like number 20 is on. Ayobulela Mbonchi. He's, I think it's number 21, Siaya. Eric Marburg giving it in for Paarl boys over here. Just inside the Eye of the Tiger half, and the loose set from Paarl boys is looking like he's putting massive pressure on the tight head from Eye of Tiger. The Eye of the Tiger tight head being Andile Maku and MJ Strauss from Paarl boys on the near side here. 2 massive human beings, or schoolboys.
Yeah, you got to remember that these guys
schoolboys. Eric Marburg feeding for Paarl boys. Out to the 10. Inside switch to the 13. Paarl boys look like they're trying to retain the ball. Knock on by Paarl boys. It looks like Paarl boys seem to be suffering from the same little bit of jitters that Help McCall were early on. I think Help McCall might have knocked on about 4 or 5 balls in the first 10-15 minutes before they found their groove. So let's see how long it takes for another class outfit like Paarl Boys to find their groove.
Could also be a bit of jet lag, the boys having just got back from New Zealand, and that was Pierre Pretorius, the number 5 lock, just taking his eyes off the pill for a moment there.
Unbelievable how these schoolboys have already experienced that overseas tour like that, and now coming back and, you know, feeling jet lag. Penalty to Paarl Boys just inside the halfway line of the Aya Tiger Boys. Fly off Henry Chamberlain, unusual name for a Paarl Boys boy, but Henry Chamberlain kicks it just inside the 22 of Aya Tiger.
Well, forget not, it's a dual language school, Paarl Boys High, unlike their rivals, Paarl Gymnasium.
Line out by Paarl Boys is a bit scrappy. Aya Tiger able to pick it up and carry it just outside the 22. Siavuya gets it out to the fly off Mkwabena. Massive carry by the Paarl Boys winger Takir Abrams. Marburg trying to get it out to Chamberlain. There are no numbers on the oh no, there are numbers. They're just, the white is so difficult to see right now from the Aya Tiger Boys. They're trying to take them on inside their 22. An educated boot through inside the Paarl Boys half, and a great pressure relieving kick.
Excellent work there from Barnes Hoggard, the fullback for Eye of the Tiger, grabbing it along the ground and getting his team into the Paarl Boys half for the first time in this match.
Very impressive and very brave to watch the Eye of the Tiger Boys running out there 22. Great competition in the front of the line now. Paarl Boys managing to hold on to it. Marburg out to the 6, who's Vian Farid. Vian Farid the whole way through. Tries to offload it to his 12 partner. We'll find that name now.
Luca Ferreira it wasn't. Paarl Boys trying to swing it wide there. Chamberlain of the long ball out to Enslin. Unfortunately in these conditions you perhaps got to keep it a little tighter, but ref coming back. There was a knock on, and it'll be a scrum to Paarl Boys in exceptional field position.
Exactly what the coaches are saying from the sidelines. Guys, get a little bit closer, get a little bit tighter. Let's go through some phases. Let's get some score on the board. Once our confidence pulls, then we can look to throw it around. But Marburg with a scrum just inside the 10-meter line of the Eye of the Tiger Boys. What do you say about a blind side, Joe Warwick?
Yeah,
looks like Paarl Boys have lined all the way up to the left, but their right wing is all the way in the corner there.
Yeah, it obviously depends which way the scrum wheels, but certainly on for an 8-9-14. Stuart Tate it is, who'll be lurking down that far touchline for Paarl Boys. Hasn't seen any of the ball this afternoon, so pretty sure he's quite hungry.
And the 8th man, Frankie Horn, the captain as well. I'm telling you now, being the captain, I bet you he's going to go blind. And there he goes, 8, 9, and the 14's looking to come into the game. Eric Marburg takes it by himself. Paarl Boys is able to keep the ball, pick and go. Can't see who that is right now. Eric Marburg getting it out. Chamberlain going by himself. Great offload to Pierre Pretorius, I think it is. Or Armand Conradi. Chamberlain. Eric Marburg looking to give it out to the fullback. Abner van Reenen gives it out to, is that hooker? The hooker, Wilhelm Barnard?
Superb score from Paarl Boys Hard. Is well defended from the scrum down the short side by Eye of the Tiger, but just too much penetration, direct running. Henry Chamberlain, the fly half, directing the play phenomenally well, and eventually they work it to the left-hand corner where Wilhelm Barnard, the hooker, opens the scoring for the number 1 ranked school in the country.
The scorer for Paarl Boys High after the first 7 minutes, the hooker Wilhelm Barnard.
The amazing thing with Paarl boys is that, you know, every year the guys think that, actually hold on, let me just watch Chamberlain looking for the kick here. First kick of the game. Lovely strike by Chamberlain, straight through the middle. Wow, in these wet conditions, these Paarl boys, they make kicking look so easy. Really unbelievable. 7-0 after 8 minutes. And the eye of the Tiger boys being encouraged strongly by their coaching staff on the side here.
7 points.
Oh, kickoff goes away. Wilhelm tries to pick it up. The referee says he gathers it cleanly. No, he doesn't. He says he's knocked it on. The kick didn't go 10, but the ref did say that Paarl boys decided they wanted to play it, and then unfortunately knocked it on the ground.
Really seen both goal kickers struggling with the restart. It's right on an old cricket pitch there, looking a little bit slippery underfoot. Certainly bowling first conditions.
Siavuya about to give the ball into the scrum now for the either Tiger side, and they've set up down to the left here, nice and deep, looking like they want to try and get around this backline. Massive scrum by Paarl boys. Ball goes out to the 10. Short ball to the 12 who's coughed it up. Very unlucky. Marvin Lochenberg was unlucky with that carry. He looked to carry with purpose, but just took his eyes off the ball at the last minute.
What I like there is the direct play that this Eye of the Tiger team is looking to take to this much more physical boys' high side, but Mwabeni and Logenberg combining well in the midfield, but unfortunately just losing the ball in the contact was the inside centre, Logenberg.
Paarl boys have got a split back line for the scrum just inside their half, in the centre of the field. And they go in the same side again with the 8th man. 8-9. They bring in the 10 Chamberlain that side. And the referee deems it a forward pass from Chamberlain to Stuart Tate.
Well, you touched on it earlier that Help McCart too had struggles early on in their game. Just getting used to the conditions. It's, as we've mentioned, pretty wet and quite cold out there. And it's just going to take a while for both these sides to feel each other out and get used to the swing of things.
But as I was saying earlier, you always think to yourself that, you know, being from Cape Town, that they're going to be, you know, quite small, or their backline is going to be fast and a little bit smaller. But geez, the size of these Paarl boys' backs as well as their forwards, they're huge. Another massive scrum. And somehow the other Tiger boys keep the ball. Wabeni, straight through. Nyabe, Nyemba straight through. Seems to be a maul in the middle of the field now with the Paarl boys.
Come on, boys.
The Tiger taking it in. The referee saying it's not usable. And scrum to Paarl boys. Was the hooker.
Once again, this Eye of the Tiger side through Mwabeni, the fly half, just really showing a willingness to carry the ball. Nyembed was who ran a beautiful hard line down the middle and split that Paarl boys' defence in half.
It was so surprising as well. I'm sure the Paarl boys forwards looking up, looking at Eye the Tiger boy cutting through like that, wasn't happy for them. Eric Marburg out to Van Rienen, who puts it on the boot. Brains hard with the run. Mabeni. Quick offload to Lochenberg. The Tiger coming up to the halfway line. Big carry by number 17, Sibonela Mnyanzana. Mabeni with a show and go. Out to the number 7 here. Big carry. Good clean again. The Tiger keeping the ball here just over the halfway line. Another massive hit by Mnyanzana. On Mnyanzana. Siavuya to Mabeni. On the far side of the field, a ruck for either Tiger. They're doing so well to keep possession here. They've gone through about 6 phases. Straighten. Going across the field with Paarl boys defending. Looks like Paarl boys have turned it over in the middle of the field. Marburg at the back of the ruck. Offloads to Van Renen. Oh no, it's not. Hayward. Hayward goes all the way to the corner before getting tackled out inside the 22. They look to take it quickly. The Tiger take it quick. And they clear it. So they get a bit of a gain. Paarl boys ball just inside the 10-metre line of the eye of the Tiger half.
Some enterprising play from Boys High that time. Nuch Hayward, the inside centre, featuring prominently, but I must also commend Linamkela Mwabeni, the fly half of Eye of the Tiger. He's been exceptional thus far.
Great line out by Paarl boys, out to Chamberlain. Hayward out to 13. Ensslin. Marburg out to Chamberlain. Chamberlain one more. Luca Ferreira. Ferreira still on his feet. Goes to ground now. Marburg out to Van Renen. Van Renen to, who's that? Vian. Emia Strass. Emia Strass knocks it on. The referee says it's fine. Van Renen close to the line now. Marburg on his knees. Needs to get the ball out. Goes blindside by himself. Gets caught. Great defense by Eye of the Tiger. Out to Van Renen again. Van Renen still. Now the Paarl boys forwards come in there. Marburg looks to get it out. Open side now. Great take by the fullback, Van Renen. Or was that Ensslin? Marburg out again. One of the forwards over in the corner. Who's the 8th man? Frankie Horn, the captain. After about 8 or 9 phases, the Eye of the Tiger boys are furious. Somehow they've let it slip again. I think they need to be a little bit easier on themselves. That wave and wave of attack was just looked unstoppable.
Absolutely, and it was all through the halfback Eric Marburg directing the play phenomenally from the base of the ruck. As we see here, not for the first time today or this week, the rain starts to fall. Paarl boys High getting their second score. As we see here, there's Marburg doing excellent work at the breakdown, and Frank Horn, the 8th man and skipper, just busting his way over in the corner.
Well, it looks like Paarl boys feel like they're back in Paarl. You know, it's the conditions. You would swear we're in Stellenbosch now, or Paarl, Cape Town, because it's it's typical Easter conditions for the St. John's and Easter Fest. Chamberlain looking to make it 2 from 2. Another great strike by Chamberlain through the middle. Unbelievable by Henry Chamberlain.
And the conversion also spot on, 14 points.
Well, no doubt Boys High would love to be on their beloved Brook Street, but here at the Burger Field at St. John's College, not a bad place to be either.
Abeni with the kickoff. Deep kickoff to Henry Chamberlain, who kicks it from inside his 22 all the way downfield into the 22, where they take it quickly. Our Tiger take it very quickly. Great take, actually. And he looks to have a good run by himself. Who is that? It's a hell of a run. Our Tiger's ball. Just inside their half. Obeni. He looks to have numbers on the outside. Myanzana. Obeni now playing 9. To Siavuya, who is at 10. Sets up the pod. Great take. Referee gets barreled out the way. Love it here at St. John's. Shame one of the Iron Tiger boys seems to be down. Somehow they've got the ball back. Abeni, Lockenberg, first aid running everywhere. Great running line. Penalty to Eye of the Tiger in the middle of the field. Will they take this quickly? Yes, they do. Siavuyaya. Voyeye. Abeni. And it's again Lockenberg in the middle of the field. They seem to be going across the field. Paarl boys just pushing up in the middle. Somehow they've kept the ball and they still have it now as we speak. Number 4, Daniel Owu. Great carry in the middle of the field. Unluckily, the referee says that he was holding on. He didn't place the ball, and it's now a Paarl boys penalty with 2 boys sprawled out in the middle of the field. I cannot make one Paarl boys and one eye of the Tiger boy. Cannot make out who they are.
Well, Tyrone, a chaotic passage of play.
Chaos, bud.
With players dodging referees and
Referees
injured
getting
players.
barreled over.
And of course a couple of medics thrown in as if it's not hard enough to get past the defensive line. You got to sidestep a few medics, but unfortunately a couple of boys, one from either side, down and back play. But fear not, the medical attention here is expert and they will be taken care of.
I will say that Marvin Lockenberg did brilliantly to dodge first aid, referee, and a couple of Paarl boys runners and then get the offload away. So we got a 14-0 scoreline here and 16 minutes in. 2 injuries. The one, hopefully it's not too serious. I really hope that both these boys come out all right. The spine board's coming on for both boys. So, you know, again, difficult conditions with this mud around. But boys are really putting their bodies on the line.
Well, quite often these are, in fact, precautionary measures that are taken, and let's hope it is such, and that these boys are going to be okay. As mentioned, they're in good hands.
The first days at these festivals are brilliant, I must say. And this 22 years into the St. John's Festival, they must be, you know, some of the top guys around. So I'm sure the boys are in safe hands, and let's just hope that they can get back on their feet and playing their game that they love so much as soon as possible. So we've got a penalty to Paarl boys just outside the 22 while we wait. And Warwick, you said to me that you were at another festival this morning.
Yes, I was. I was at the St. Stithians East Rugby Festival over in Bryanston. We are quite spoiled for choice here in Johannesburg. Of course, there's the Kes Festival across the road. I was watching my little cousin playing scrum half for St. Andrews College. They managed to pick up I think a 39 points to 10 win over St. David's.
Lovely, lovely stuff.
Pretty messy conditions though there too. It was heavy rain this morning at about 10 o'clock, and fortunately here it's cleared.
Well, I was saying this morning that over the last 5 Easter Fests, I can only remember last year where there wasn't a lot of rain at all. And I think it was because the Easter Fests were 2 weeks earlier last year. So, you know, this weather is a normal pattern for autumn here in Joburg. You know, the summer is just leaving us and it's getting a bit cold with the rain. Last bits of rain before winter comes. And the muddy conditions are, you know, part and parcel of the St. John's and Kes Festival as well as the St. Stithians Festival. So you're 100% right. So spoiled for choice. Watching the number 1 ranked in the school in the country now, playing against the Eye of the Tiger boys. And yeah, I must say, it's quite the spectacle here at St. John's. What a beautiful setting.
We see a couple of supporters already trickling in, no doubt. It'll start to pick up as working hours come to a close. That's the beauty of the St. John's Festival with the floodlights. They're able to push the games a little bit later on the Thursday to maximize the crowd numbers. And you touched on the fact that Paarl boys are the number 1 school in the country. Well, this Eye of the Tiger Academy have acquitted themselves phenomenally, in my opinion, in the first 20 minutes. They're not just here to not lose, they're here to win. These guys are playing with a lot of fire and a lot of purpose.
Well, if I look at the St. John's Aurora game against Helpmacar, and it's no disrespect to the St. John's Aurora boys, but I think if I look at their ruck count, they must have had about 20 rucks the whole game. If I look at these Eye of the Tiger boys, they've had just as much possession as the Paarl boys have had, and it's just they haven't been able to penetrate the bigger, more physical guys from the Western Cape. So unbelievable how many phases they've gone through. Unbelievable how they've been able to keep the ball for so long. And just before this penalty was given to Paarl boys, they looked like the most dangerous they have in the first 20 minutes.
As we see one of the Eye of the Tiger boys getting carried off, and as is the spirit of these festivals, warmly applauded by the crowd. And of course, at these festivals, the clock doesn't stop.
Nope, the next game has to start at the same time that they said it was going to start in the morning. So, you know, as this game, as the longer these injuries take, the less rugby we get to play.
But of course, safety first, and as we've mentioned a couple of times, so good to see the boys being well looked after as the Paarl boys high man is about to get lifted from the field and cue the applause from the crowd.
Shame. Let's just hope that these guys get back on their feet as soon as possible. Chamberlain looks like he's about to get us away, looking like he's kicking for touch. Just outside his 22. That's a great kick by Chamberlain on the 10-meter line of the Eye of the Tiger boys. The number 16 is on the field now, Cullen van der Merwe. He looks to take the line out, with Marburg arriving late at the line and the ref saying, sorry pal, you're too late, you're either in or you're out. Up goes the number 2, what was that, number 2? Can't be. Early lifting by the Eye of the Tiger boys, free kick to Paarl boys. Sure, great run by number 5, Pierre Pretorius, before he knocks it on in the middle of the field. Brave defense there, again, by Sonwabile Mangaliso. Sonwabile Mangaliso is a brave man, because that Pierre Pretorius is a man mountain, and he put his body on the line there to make that hit and force him to knock it on. Eye of the Tiger scrum just outside their 22, again under pressure, and they've got a split back line. Marvin knocks it on, he throws it back to Obeni, who looks to sidestep in the middle of his 22. He's taking him on, big pass outside, puts it on the boot. Who's that? Great little put on the boot there. Go boy! That's a hell of a run, looks for the inside pass, he's got it! Eye of the Tiger boys play some unbelievable rugby here. Oh, and the Paarl boys intercepted, and now Paarl boys counter-attack. Enslin hoping the ball stays inside. Wow, what enterprising play. Van Reunen from Paarl boys putting it on the boot for Enslin, where the ball just trickles out just inside the half of the Eye of the Tiger boys.
Well, it was once again Barnes Hoggard, the fullback for Eye of the Tiger, using his trusted left boot, and that grabber once again just getting in behind the boys' high defence and allowing Eye of the Tiger to almost score.
Up they go with their line-out ball, and Paarl boys steal that ball quite easily. The 8th man breaking straight through. Unbelievable. And there goes Pierce Pretorius, the lock from Paarl boys, just trotting over the line, and the referees called them back. Is it for a knock-on or forward pass?
Yeah, it looks like it was ruled forward, the pass from the skipper, Frankie Horn, who came storming through the line-out with it, and unfortunately just ruled to have gone forward to what looks like the number 7. It was indeed Cornel Kotze. Second last pass just ruled forward, and now a chance for Eye of the Tiger to clear their lines, but I'd expect them to run it the way they've been playing thus far.
Siavuya puts it in the scrum. Obeni, he does run it. Off to your fullback, Barnes Hoggard, who gets caught just inside. Who's another winger there? Paarl boys have turned it over inside the Eye of the Tiger 22. Marburg with the ball now. The small scrum off goes to ground. Big pressure on the on the attack. Chamberlain gets it out. Is that Cornel Kotze through the middle? Marburg gets it out to Chamberlain, who gives it out to the big tight head prop. Off to the reserve hooker, who gets over. Cullen van der Merwe. Third try for Paarl boys high in the 26th minute. It just looked too easy at the end there.
Oh, wonderful skills from the two tight forwards there, the front rankers. Joshua Dupree was the tight head prop, slipping the pass off to his front rank partner, and Cullen van der Merwe been on the field for all of 5 minutes and bags himself a good old meat pie.
It's a great run by Cullen van der Merwe over in the corner. Chamberlain giving it out nasty, and like you said, Joshua Dupree not running too skew, but the timing of the pass is what was impressive.
And I'm sure Luca Ferreira had his eyes lighting up there with open space and would have been a bit worried when he saw two front rankers looking to handle the ball, but expertly done by Dupree and Funamava.
All right, so we got Chamberlain here. It seems like he likes to line the ball up with that right pole, you know, the old school point just outside the right pole, then strike it towards the middle. So let's see what he does here. Should have a slight fade. Actually, it was dead straight. Unbelievable kick. 3 out of 3. Fantastic kicking by Henry Chamberlain. Our Tiger boys looking to pump each other up here. Number 21 looks like he's taking the kick now. Tabo Matiso. Great kickoff by Tabo. It seems like it's a little bit deep straight to Henry Chamberlain. Henry Chamberlain gives it off to the center. Is that Hayward? Marburg now carrying it up just inside the half of the Paarl boys. Hayward playing 9, giving it out to Chamberlain. Chamberlain out is it to Frank Horn, the captain. Great offload to the number 4 lock. Armand Conradi goes to ground. Frank Horn playing a scrum off, back inside to Pierre Pretorius. Great run by the lanky lock. Callan van der Merwe gives it out to MJ Strauss, who gives a dodgy pass, but the referee pulls them back for an offside against the Ivor Tiger boys directly in front of the poles. And Marburg takes it quick, telling the referee that they're not 10. Hayward takes it up at 12. Strong run by Hayward. Marburg now at 9, on his knees again, gets it out to the winger, looking for the intercept. The number 11 offside by the referee. Oh no, not 10. Again, Paarl boys penalty, just in front of the poles, 10 meters out. All they set up, or they just tap and go. Looks like they're going to tap and go with Chamberlain. The tight 5 look like they're setting up directly behind him. Nope, scrum called. Smart call.
Yeah, smart call. Probably the last player of the game, or of the half here. 30 minutes is up on the clock, and what a timely interception down that left-hand flank by Kwanele Mhlongo, stopping what looked like a certain try for Boys High after the halfback Eric Marburg decided to take it quickly.
Oh, Paarl boys going blind. Too easy in the corner. 8-9. Sorry, lads. Chatting away here with Warwick about a couple of technical things. And Paarl boys even caught us napping. Went around the corner.
Yeah, a couple of team sheet names not matching up, but that one we know for sure. That's Stuart Tate getting over in the right-hand corner for Boys High. A lovely move from a centre scrum, and that's the 4th of the half for Paarl Boys High. What a way to close out this opening stanza.
First tough kick, well, not really first tough, but a real tough kick here for Henry Chamberlain. It's the weak side for a right footer. So let's see how he kicks us over. But Paarl boys cantering into half time, 4 tries to 0 up, and it's going to have to be a massive second half by the Ivor Tiger boys, who seem to be getting some stern words by their coaching staff at the moment. Rain stopped. Seems like the wind's blowing a little bit now, just to dry things up a bit. Turning out to be a little bit of a lovely day here in Johannesburg. Chamberlain with the conversion. Just wide. Unfortunately, his first miss of the day. We're going to half-time. Paarl boys 26-0 up against the Ivor Tiger boys. I will say the Ivor Tiger boys have looked really exciting when they've had ball in hand. They really have looked exciting with ball in hand, Warwick.
Yeah, they have. They've certainly given it their all. not looking to lie down in front of this phenomenal boys high outfit. They've been running it from every which position in the field, but unfortunately they're unable to have registered any points for their efforts thus far, as Paarl boys high take that 4-try 26-0 advantage into the halftime break.
As you can hear, Arnold Geertz in the background there, MC for the tournament, keeping us on our toes. Half-time here at St. John's College. And I must say, an unbelievable last 3 or 4 years for Paarl boys rugby. If people think that it's just a first-team effort, their unbeaten record of 41 games was, or last year it was at like 39 or something. Their second team matched the same unbeaten record that they had. So it just shows the depth that they got at their school as well.
Yeah, well, they brought Sean Erasmus in from Glenwood a few years ago, and he's done a phenomenal job at the school. And let's not forget, in his coaching staff with his first 15 is Elmo Wolfart, who's been involved with Paarl boys high's first team for some years too. So phenomenal work that's been done there, and they're churning out heaps and heaps of wonderful rugby players representing the SA under 20 side, and of course a couple of them will be in that Varsity Cup final on Monday.
When you're hot, it's this hot. You're big, this big. You're fresh, this fresh. And you're dark, this dark. When you're quiet, it's this quiet. You're deep, this deep. And you're busy, this busy. When you live in a place of possibility, when you're driving Africa's growth, you never stop moving forward. Standard Bank, moving forward.
Time's running out, coach. What are we going to do?
Okay, boys, listen, bring that mobile truck and take it behind the post. There. Now start drilling. Drill.
Spur people with a taste for life.
We need to double our stock order.
Increasing payment limits now.
When you need the bank everywhere you are. Standard Bank, moving forward.
Commentary that is, as well as photographs, which are posted all the time. Pop in at www.
Welcome back to St. John's here. Looks like Paarl boys are just finished with their huddle, and the Tiger boys are waiting and ready, with the referee coming across into the middle.
Dean Bernardi is calling the two teams to order again for the second 30 minutes of play.
Come and warm up earlier, then they got too many cups to tell us.
Paarl boys leading over Eye of the Tiger 26 points to 0.
Tabo Matiso looking to start us off in the second half here. Don't know how many changes Paarl boys might have made. Yeah, it looks like they haven't made too many in the pack. I still see the two monster locks standing there. See Enslin here at number 13 close to us. Haywood there. Van Heerden. Another scrappy kickoff down to Marburg, who looks to clear it inside his own 22. Safety first. Touches a spectator Ava Tiger can't take it quick anymore.
Phenomenal exit play from the halfback Eric Marburg. Bouncing ball, and he just hoofs it back into Ava Tiger territory.
Oh, the referee pins Ava Tiger for a book. And Paarl boys, free kick with a quick, take it quickly. Out to Kellen van der Merwe. I think it's van der Merwe. Great carry by him. Marburg gets it out. They look to go blind. Armin van Reenen with a strong carry by himself. Sean Tate looking to clear on him. Marburg getting it out to Chamberlain. Butter gives it to the skipper. Skipper gives it straight through to Conradi. Strong carry. Marburg to Chamberlain. Chamberlain out looking, stepping by himself. Big offload to Van der Merwe, who carries straight to ground. But knock on. Butter gave a 50-50 to Cullen van der Merwe, who seemed to drop the ball 5 meters out.
Well, there's a couple of wires getting crossed here, and every now and then our commentary mics are going onto the PA system, which is, of course, to the benefit of this whole crowd, who I'm sure would love to be getting this phenomenal tidbits of information and entertainment.
So Tabo Matiso about to take us, about to feed the scrum for the other Tiger boys. Matiso has been all over the show, mainly on defence. So big scrum. Somehow they've been able to keep the ball. Brilliant. Well done to either Tiger, who gives it out to the fullback, who's looking to run it out. Great run by the young man, who puts it on his left boot. Not a great kick, but somehow the other Tiger have got out of their 22 and are putting massive pressure and have regained the ball inside the Paarl boys off. Oh, referee, have a heart. Oh, so close. The flanker from the Tiger, Audrin Martinez, thought it was his day. He saw the headlines, he was in the corner, and the ref blew his whistle for a forward pass. Very unlucky. Great counter attack by either Tiger, and again showing their heart and guts against the number 1 school in the country.
Well, almost the world, in fact. And Barnes Hoggard was once again the fullback, scrambling, much like Archie Manning would have in the gridiron game of American football.
Barnes Hoggard is really impressive, I must say. Scrum to Paarl boys. Chamberlain puts it on the boot. Barnes Hoggard going across to get the ball. 1 bounce, 2, and he gets there. Big pressure by the winger. Is that Tate? No, it's the left winger, Ferreira. Big pressure by Ferreira. He turns it over and pops it off to, is that Ensslin? Pops it off to Ensslin, who just waltzes under the sticks over the try line. Easy as you like. And the score goes to 31-0.
Well, we sang Barnes Hoggard's praises and unfortunately just caught a little bit out of position there and tried a bit of hot stepping, and the Paarl boys' high chase was just as good as the kick. Resulted in the turnover and try time for the outside centre, Divan Ensslin.
It was a great chase. It was a great chase by Luca Ferreira, and then it looked like it was the skipper who got the ball from Ferreira to Ensslin, but really looked, it was just so easy. And again, it just shows, you know, how dangerous this Paarl side is. Everybody thinks that if you're a great side, you must always play just running rugby. Well, that was a magnificent case of the fullback, or should I say Butter, the fly-off, seeing space behind the fullback, putting it in the corner, massive pressure, turning the ball over, waltzing under the sticks. Butter with a conversion attempt. He looks disgusted with himself as he misses it. 3 out of 5. Maybe we should start calling him Henry again.
Yeah, well, as we see the replay here, just Hoggard it was trying to evade the attention of the left winger.
Oh, Luca Ferreira.
Doing too well and popping it up to Ensslin, who gets over for the try. Of course, that number 13 jersey of Paarl boys donned by Manny Russ last year, the SA Schools outside centre.
Siavuya kicking us off. Another scrappy kick straight to Pierre Spitas, or Pierre Pretorius. They're going blind now. Kellen van der Merwe gives it out. Who's that? Is that Emile Strauss? Emile Strauss, the strong carry, goes to ground. So number 6 is Vian Fourie. Vian Fourie playing 9 for Paarl Boys at the moment. Out to Buta. Strong carry in the midfield by Cornel Kutsia, or Cornel Kotza. Marburg gets it out to Buta. Buta puts it on the boot. Massive pressure on Barnes Hogard again, who decides to run it out this time. Much smarter work this time by Barnes Hogard.
Well, that looks like Vian Fourie. It is on the far side, the open side flanker, just perhaps struggling with a bit of cramp. But all's good, and phenomenal play once again by Buta Chamberlain, using that boot to get in behind this Eye of the Tiger defence. Obviously, some instructions from Elmo Wolfart and Sean Erasmus at halftime, asking the Boys High lads to drop it on the boot, dink it in, get behind and drive this Eye of the Tiger team back.
Cullen van der Merwe now with a throw into the line out, with Paarl Boys being 5 metres out. So I don't know what's stopping them from just catching and driving it over, but let's see. They catch it, and the ref says it's a skew throw. That's what's stopping them.
Yeah, stick to the basics and a reprieve for Eye of the Tiger. We've spoken about them all day. They've shown a willingness to play some footy, and once again here on their own line, but don't bet against them giving that ball some air and looking to run these Boys High lads off their feet.
I bet anything they run this ball. I bet anything they're going to have a full crack here. And then I see the Paarl Boys left winger has stayed up, and the right winger isn't too deep as well. Somehow they get their scrum ball back again. They try to go blind, and he somehow gets the ball away, kicks the ball away. Siavuya. Big chase now by the left winger. Van Renen, the fullback, with a nice strong carry from Paarl Boys. The reserve scrum off seems to have come on the field for Paarl Boys at the moment. Yechia de Bruin. The Tiger Boys trying to run it out of their 22. Unlucky by the Tiger Boys, knocking it on just inside their 22. Well, again, you are right, Anton. They were trying to run it out.
Well, once again, we have an injury here, a player being attended to. Can't quite get a number on him at the moment, but Paarl Boys High starting to hit their straps in the second half. Already saw the one try this half from outside centre Divan Ensland to match the first half scores from right winger Stuart Tate, 8th man Frankie Horn, hooker Wilhelm Barnard, and Cullen van der Merwe, the reserve hooker.
Got a packed crowd out here. You know, a whole bunch of parents coming out to support their sons on a Thursday. A lot of guys getting off work early, you know, and looking to enjoy the Easter weekend with their friends and family, and a lot of fantastic rugby being brought here by St John's College. 22nd anniversary of this wonderful festival at this wonderful venue.
Well, let's not forget Paarl Boys High, a big school with a strong old boys union, and wouldn't be surprised to see Manny Rass and Gianni Lombard in the crowd today. They were two of their standouts last year, both playing at Wits this year.
And I know for a fact that Gian Lombard is helping the St John's College boys out with a bit of coaching, so I wouldn't be surprised if he is around here. And Paarl Boys is 149 years old. That is quite something. That's older than the whole of Johannesburg.
Phenomenal history, a phenomenal school. Of course, their main rivals, Paul Jim, had their 150th back in 2008.
The new scrum off, we'll find out his name now, number 21, Yechia de Bruin. Yechia de Bruin goes over!
Simple and easy there, Frankie Horn. It was the 8th man popping it up to the replacement halfback, Yechia de Bruin, and pretty simple in the end. The 6th 5-pointer of the afternoon for this Boys High team.
10 minutes into the second half here, Boys High going 36-0 up. And it looks like Iekie De Bruin, or JG, if you want to say it like that, De Bruin. There we go. JG De Bruin he's had a great try. And Sian Mooten, yeah, that's not bad. Sian Mooten's come on. And he's in a kick now. In place of Butza. He's got a southpaw. Seems to have the same sort of style, pointing at the left hand upright, aiming for the middle. Let's see how he goes. Oh, he seems to just have pulled it to the left. I pulled it to the right, should I say. And the score remains 36-0 with 20 minutes to play. I don't know about you, Anton, but I really would love to see the other Tiger boys get their hands on the ball for the next 5 minutes and just see them throw the ball around. Because they look like they're a little bit dejected at the moment. They've got nothing to be upset about. They really got a lot to be proud about by the heart they've shown. But these next 20 minutes are going to be everything for them. Another deep kickoff by Thabo. And Sion Mooten, should I say Sion Mooten, tries to kick it out and he finds touch with the ball being dropped by the hooker from Eye of the Tiger, Inga Faku.
Credit to Faku for trying to keep the ball alive, but as we mentioned before, wet and slippery conditions, hard to control.
Cullen van der Merwe throwing the ball into Conradi. Great ball to Sia Mooten. Mooten behind the back. Oh, referee calls it for obstructive running, although no one was even touching anybody. There's no influence in play, but that's what he saw. Quick tape by the Tiger. Inside ball to the number 4. It was the number 3, should I say. Andile Maku. Maku being held up, literally being carried in the air. Ball's on the floor, but the referee doesn't see it, and he says a knock on. Well, he says that the other Tiger boys took it in, and it's a Paarl boys scrum.
Tremendous strength from Joshua Dupree and Adrian Alberts getting in under the big Andile Maku and, as you say, quite literally lifting him off the ground.
All right, a chat between the new 9 and 10. Number 19's also come on. Evan Roos. Also a monster of a guy here. There's some really huge guys. I don't know what they're feeding them down there in the Western Cape, but monsters running around here. Sion Mouten lining up to the left here, but it looks like they might go blind. No, they go open. Martin to Hayward. Hayward straight through the middle. Great offload to Van Reunen. Van Reunen goes to ground. De Bruin gets it out. Frank Horn. Skipper takes it up the middle. Great run by the skipper. Good defense by Ava Tiger. Again, good defensive speed. Big hole by Mooten. Counter ruck. Referee says they're falling over. Advantage to Paarl boys. Penalty to Paarl boys. Is he going to take it quickly? Yes, he does. Straight through the middle. Ava Tiger, surely not 10. There we go, again.
Could be a lot of trouble here for Daniel Owu, the number 4.
There might be a card. Captain's getting spoken to. Owu seems to have got away with it. And there's the coaching that comes in with Paarl boys having these guys on the ropes, but then Van Reunen kicking for the corner to set up another line out, considering they haven't lost one. Cullen van der Merwe looking to throw it in here with another reserve coming off the field, or on the field, off the field. Joshua Dupree coming off. Conradi with a take. Big drive. Cullen van der Merwe at the back. And over. Quite easy that one. It's Cullen van der Merwe with the maul. 41-0 to Paarl boys.
Well, the replacement hooker has bagged himself his second of the afternoon. Simple yet so effective clinical play, in fact, by Boys High, getting the penalty, opting for the corner, and a textbook driving maul try gives Cullen van der Merwe his second as Boys High move out to a 41 points to nothing lead.
With 15 minutes to go, they've taken their captain off, so let's see if that makes any difference with the Boys High side, and really it shouldn't.
Well, as you can just see on that highlight there, quite easy in the end for Van der Merwe.
Adrian Alberts has also come on for Paarl boys, number 18, another unit. Sian Mooten with the second kick from exactly the same position. Let's see if he can do better. Yes, he does. Fantastic kick. 1 from 2. Ava Tiger seems to be making 2 changes. Number 23 coming onto the field, Kimon Kokoris. And Kimon Kokoris seems to be a Greek boy. So let's see how he goes out there. And the other change is, let me see now, there he goes, number 18. And that's Corin Pretorius. 15 minutes to go.
Next score from Adrian Alberts.
Siavuva with the restart. Big carry by number 19, Ivan Ruas. The brain gets it out to Mooten. Oh, and Hayward just takes his eyes off the ball. Siavuva takes him on with a big run. Hayward makes a great tackle. Quick pick up on number 6, Audrin Martinez. Siavuva gives it to Lochonert. It's a Hogon. Siavuva by himself now. Somehow they retain the ball. They're looking to pick and go now. 10 meters into the Paarl boys' half. Out to the new player, number 18. Corin Pretorius. Siavuva gets it out. Oh, it's a high tackle, Mr. Referee. Is it not? No, he's gotten away with it. They seem to have not made any meters. Going straight across the field. Here goes Mnyazana. Mnyazana with a big carry, but gets stopped in his tracks. Little chip over the top here. Good option. The Brain makes the cover defense. The referee says he's knocked it on. Big pressure by Logenberg.
Well, tremendous passage of play in essence from the Tiger side. Didn't make the yards, but retained the ball exceptionally well, working through the phases. Eventually, it was the fly half, Mwabeni, opting to just dink it over the top, and despite some good covering from the replacement halfback De Bruyne, he was just unable to gather the ball on that slippery surface, and it'll be a scrum to the Tiger, although they're probably not all too keen for that based on the way boys have been scrumming them. And we've just seen the referee getting a chat from his AR, no doubt about a couple of those high shots that the boys high lads were putting in.
Definitely. Penalty coming back for a high shot, it seems. And it looks like the other Tiger boys are going to catch them napping here. Play. Yes, they do. Quick take by the other Tiger boys. Siavuva. Oh, go to ground, young man. His knees on the ground, ref. Means it's a tackle. Another hard tackle. Quick take, another one by number 19 here. Johannes Kruger. Oh! Monstered. Wow. Paarl boys. Number 22, I think it is. I don't know. Hold on, I'll find out. Number 20. Devet Volhuta. Just put a whole bunch of hurts on that Tiger boy. And now he's carrying the ball now. Off goes Devet. A monster. Number 17, Robert Bester. Unbelievable running. And there goes Ivan Ruas with a huge run through the middle of the field. Tackled by Kimon. Good offload into the corner. Enslin to Hayward. Hayward with a strong carry. Still on his feet. Great run by Hayward until he drops the ball and fuming with himself.
Well, Kimon Kokoris with 2 massive defensive plays there. Makes a hit in the last line of defense. Then gets across to knock the ball out of the hands of Hayward. Phenomenal injection from the replacement fullback.
Ava Tiger with another defensive scrum. What are the odds that they're on the ball now? What do you think? You reckon they're going to go blind? Because the wingers set him back a little from Paarl. You could go blind here. There's definitely space. But I think they might go open side here, considering that's what worked the last time. Nope, they go blind. And they take the space. And a chip through by Siavuya, which is touched by a Paarl boy, so it means that it's Paarl boy. I mean, it's Eye of the Tiger ball. Can't take it quickly because the crowd got involved. So they're setting up slowly inside their 22. We've got 10 minutes to go. Come on, Eye of the Tiger. Let's get on the board, boys.
Well, perhaps the wrong option from Siavuya to drop it on the boot. He had Barnes Hoggard ranging on the outside, and perhaps a little inside flick would have worked, keeping it alive.
Definitely agree with you there, Anton. Oh, the referee crucifying them for another screw throw. Unlucky. I sometimes find it interesting, Anton, that, you know, games like this, it's 43-0, there's 10 minutes to go. The ball is a tiny bit skew. Why blow the whistle and slow it all down? You know, why don't let the guys play?
Well, without rules, we are animals, so I guess he's got to whistle, he's got to use it, and you got to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah, this is not NAM. There are rules. I understand. Okay, fantastic. Big scrum by Paarl boys. Replacement fly off, gets it out to Luca Ferreira on the left wing that cuts in the line. Edgy de Brain gets it out to Van Reenen with another strong run. Van Reenen tanking it up the middle before he knocks it on. And the counter attack by Ivor Tiger before the ref pulls him back for a knock on. Just a little quick on the whistle there, Mr. Ref. How about a bit of an advantage? I don't know if he's maybe getting a little bit tired.
Well, he perhaps didn't want to have to chase the Eye of the Tiger boys all the way upfield, because they certainly looked like they were headed downtown there. A couple of sunny bulls out the back door.
Looks like we might have an injury in the back line there. Marvin, our boy Marvin Loggenberg, who's had a strong game, seems to be down and ranging in pain. Looks like another replacement coming on the field for the Eye of the Tiger boys. A lot of hands on heads. Paarl boys chatting together there, looking to get 50 on the board. Fuming that they haven't got more tries. Shouting at each other there. Who is that? The tallest man of them all. Pierre Pretorius. Some strong words before the scrum sets up. So expect a massive one by the prop Robert Bester.
You see a couple of Eye of the Tiger fans in the crowd there. They'll be very proud of the way their boys have acquitted themselves this afternoon.
Somehow they've been able to get their ball back the whole day, except for now. And then the referee says that the Paarl boys have pushed more than a meter. Quick take, Eye of the Tiger, trying to burst out of their 22. Mr. Ref, was that 10 meters? Open side we go, big pass, all the way to your boy Barnes. Puts it on his trusty left boot, stay in field. Oh! And we still have it, go Eye of the Tiger! Somehow Tate gets across for Paarl boys, and here's a strong run upfield here. Massive run by Tate. Stuart Tate brought down on the 10-meter line. Offside, and the referee has had enough. As you have said, with our rules, we are animals, and far too many times Nyanzana has found himself offside, and the referee has given him a yellow card.
Well, unfortunate for Eye of the Tiger, but what a run by Barnes Hoggard down that right flank, putting a chip kick in, and well followed up by Siavuya, hacking it ahead. But as you mentioned, superb work from Stuart Tate, tracking across from the open side wing.
And what an experience this must be for some of the Eye of the Tiger boys. You know, this is the best school that South Africa has to offer at the moment, and quite frankly, they haven't been bad. They've been putting a lot of hards in. And as I say that, Paarl boys driving over the 10-meter line towards the 22 of the Eye of the Tiger boys. Unbelievable maul. Eye of the Tiger boys trying to pull it down, but there's just nothing pulling this down. There they go, collapsing it. Penalty, ref putting his arm out. The fullback making a massive run, but the ref saying was obstruction. And they've been brought back for the penalty for collapsing of the maul.
Yeah, it is Abner van Reenen, the fullback, ran straight into his halfback, De Bruin, and rightly called obstruction, but the advantage was accruing. You've got to think that boys high, if they just perhaps stuck to this boring rugby of playing structured kicking and mauling, they may have got a few more tries. The wet conditions perhaps just not suiting that running style of play today.
Definitely. But you've got to also admire the bravery for them to throw it around. That's what we want to see. That's what the fans want to see. They have another line out here. Let's see if they stick to the basics like you're asking them to, because I think they will. A nice maul. Oh, the ref pins him for truck and trailer. He says that the man with the ball, our buddy Cullen van der Merwe, just came loose from the maul and then rejoined it. So again, Eye of the Tiger are holding off this 50-point margin. They're holding them out there. 5 minutes to go. Can Eye of the Tiger get one try here? Can they hold off Paarl boys?
Can they run it again from their own line? You'd probably think that they'd have to hoof
probably
this one away.
Well, I would say they should hoof it, but I bet you they're going to run it. I bet you. Somehow the ball gets to the back of the scrum again, and again they run it. Big strong run by the centre. I wish I knew his name. No, it wasn't Marvin, but he looked like Marvin. Great box kick by the 9, Sia Vuyaya. But straight to Armin van Reenen. Actually, it's Hayward. Cutting straight through the middle by Paarl boys. Inside the 22. The brain. Out to Muten. Kotza now. Kotza on the floor. And the referee pinning Kotza for holding on. Unbelievable defense by the Tiger, who take it quickly again. Quick tap and they go. Referee, that's not 10, surely. Offside, no. The Tiger, relentless with the attack. Please, Sunny ball at the back door. Finds his man. Still got the ball. Good clean by Kimon. But the ball shoots out the side. And Yahya De Bruin with the ball shooting to the line for his second try. What an impact the young scrum half has had. Brilliant game by the reserve.
Well, he gets his second in somewhat fortuitous fashion. The ball popping out there after some enterprising play from this Eye of the Tiger side, who are running it from everywhere, chucking passes out the back door, offloading in the tackle, and just not controlling the ball at the breakdown. And De Bruin, like any good halfback, all over it and bags himself a second with a kick to come. This could be that half century for Paarl boys Eye.
You know, heartbreaking stuff for the Eye of the Tiger boys, who they go through like 4 or 5 phases running it up the field. They get just inside the Paarl boys halfway line. Somehow there's a turnover at the ruck. They either knock it on or some good counter ruck by Paarl boys. And then when they turn it on, the counter attack of Paarl boys just shows why they are the best in the land. The conversion is good, and we have 50. 2 minutes to go.
Well, as you saw on the replay there, the ball just squirting out in the halfback, De Bruin, all over it like whites on rice. Picks it up, snipes straight through. And that's the 50 for Paarl boys High with Muton's conversion.
As the sun tries to break through the clouds and we enter into Easter Thursday, the afternoon game, some exciting fixtures coming up. Do we have any of those fixtures to mention to the guys, just to let them know?
Well, up next will be Parktown boys versus Combined High School, followed by a prep match, and then Uffies versus Hilton.
That's exciting. When Paarl boys going on the attack again. Besta in the far corner. One more pass over to Hayward, who's holding them both off. Hayward for the corner. No! Great defense by Eye of the Tiger, who looked to take it quickly again. Barnes Hoggard. But the referee stops them. Unbelievable defense. You know, again, I've watched 2 one-sided games this morning with Helmacar beating St. John's Harare and the Paarl boys beating this Eye of the Tiger boys. But these Eye of the Tiger boys have had hearts like lions out here. They've been fighting for every yard, making their tackles. And technically, yes, they haven't been up for it. But, wow, you cannot fault them for their heart and their efforts. Line out. Great line out by the Eye of the Tiger boys, but the referee says it's skew.
Oh, have a heart. Well, speaking about having a heart, you already mentioned it, but these are the Tiger boys. Just had to get that one out, tongue twister. They may not have the size and the physicality of the boys' high lads, but let me tell you what, it's very difficult to measure a man's heart, and these are the Tiger boys have certainly given it their all, and they've been trying to run it from everywhere. Quick taps, enterprising play. It's certainly given the crowd something to smile about and something to cheer about, and they've certainly given an indication to the rest of the guys at this festival that they're going to be no walkover.
Well, if we look at it, Anton, South African rugby is South African conservative old school rugby is the complete opposite to what we've been watching. These guys have thrown it around. They've been brave. They've been gutsy. They've been loud. And they put their bodies on the line. 50 points to 0 against the best side in the land is it's not the worst thing in the world. I've seen worse by better teams. And as I say that, Divan Ensslin goes over for the Paarl boys. I don't know, a 7th or 8th, 9th try to make it 55-0. Just seems too much for the Tiger boys. The Paarl boys drop it over, and the ref blows his final whistle.
Well, Divan Ensslin getting his second, running a hard line off his fly half, Mouton, and slicing straight through. 57-0. An easy win in the end on the scoreboard, but Paarl Boys High won't be too chuffed. Wasn't all that clinical. As we just see the highlight here, solid scrum, as has been the case for them. And a hard line, cutting through the defenders, crashing over, gets himself a double. A good day's work for Ensslin, but we've said it so much. Eye of the Tiger didn't get anything on the scoreboard, but they've definitely won the hearts and I think the respect of a lot of people here today.
Well, Anton, I'll tell you now, before I sign off, I will firstly thank you for an awesome game with the Tiger and Paarl boys, and also for your unbelievable knowledge throughout that game. Wow, I look forward to talking with you again.
Absolutely, and there's plenty more to come on School Sports Live. Up next, Parktown Boys High against the combined high schools from New South Wales. Parktown Boys, no doubt, bringing the crowd in. They're a school from just down the road here.
And our New South Wales boys from Australia. That's going to be really exciting. Let's hope that it's going to be an entertaining game. But let's hope that our boys from over the hill here at Parktown bring one home from South Africa.
Well, let's hope so, as we see some excellent sportsmanship here. The boys from Paarl Boys High capping the Eye of the Tiger lads off the field. 57-0 Paarl Boys High, the number 1 school in South Africa, beating the Eye of the Tiger Rugby Academy.
All from Australia's combined high schools from New South Wales.